How Mark Webber has been able to convince the world that Red Bull stole his front wing and gave it to Sebastian Vettel in Silverstone 2010 needs to be studied. It's actually quite commendable, but it's been 15 years and we need to set the record straight. And this is from Adrian Newey himself in How to Build a Car. So I've made a few notes, paraphrasing slightly, but essentially they had noticed a trend through the 2010 season from their rivals about the positioning of the regulation nose cameras, where to place it. And essentially they had tested it. They found that it gave a bit of extra downforce, but also it produced wake. And a couple of teams disagreed on this and, did the benefit actually outweigh the cost? But Adrian Newey was like, hey, it's a small change on where to position it. Let's try it for the next race, which would have been Silverstone. So then 2 spare nose assemblies were prepared, but then there was a problem with the mounting for Seb's car, so it failed. Now listen to this.
Mark tested the other assembly, but did not like it in the first practice session, this assembly then being swapped to Seb's car for the second one. Seb was non-committal, but subsequent analysis back at the factory did show the new assembly to be slightly up in overall aero load. Keen to gather more data to understand why Mark didn't like it, I asked Kieran Pilbeam, Mark's race engineer, on Saturday morning whether he intended to use it again that weekend. Kieran said no, he had no further interest in it, so I asked Rocky, Seb's race engineer, to fit it for qualifying.
Mark did not like it, and then qualifying came. Seb edged Mark for pole, and this is where we get that infamous water slamming video, which it's too funny. Then in the race itself, Mark actually won that race, and this is where we get that radio message, not bad for a number 2 driver.
Well done, Mark, you drove very well today. Great job. You won the British Grand Prix. Well done.
Fantastic, guys. Not bad for a number 2 driver.
I'm not going to lie, not bad for a number 2 driver. Sounds pretty fire. But then Adrian goes on to say that Mark was incensed that his assembly had been given to Seb. I mean, he won the race and he didn't want it in the first place, but it's okay. 15 years on, I feel like we need to understand what truly happened. But one thing, I will give my props to Mark Webber because it's been that long and he's still talking about the front wing. And in some way, deep down, I can find that respectable.